Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the August, what is it? It's the August 24th. It is the magnificent Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much, much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question, and in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent, marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got all the indices in the green. The Dow's up 260, S&P 26, NASDAQ 177, Russell's up 9, semis are up 13. You've got the spot volatility trading down to 22.33. Gold is back $7. Silver's down 12 cents. Light sweet crude is up 13 pennies. Natural gas up 8 cents. Nice move there. About 3.5% move. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, you got Booking Holdings 37, Amazon 28, iRhythm Technologies 12. Intuit is up 11 to the downside. You've got Shopify off 21, Novavax off 17 or 12%, Equinix off 17, Quidel Corp down $16. So certainly things to look at. I want to look at what you want to look at. So I guess let's begin by taking a look at a general overview of the markets. What are they doing as we speak right now at 1:08 in the afternoon? What levels should we be watching? We begin by taking a look at the ES Mini. That's the panel on the very left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see that price is now well above the top of its daily profile, 33.88. So it is above resistance on its daily time frame. If we take a look at the NQ, we've got the same setup there. So price is well above resistance. There's no topping pattern yet that's been confirmed in play for either of these indices out here. That could come tomorrow or the next day. The Dow is right now trading above the top of its profile. 28,069 is the number. It's trading at 28,140. Whenever you take out resistance, we don't know if resistance will be taken out. But if the Dow equity future contract does close above 28,069, it's generating the same message that the ES Mini and the NQ, which is it's broken above resistance. The weak link out here is the Russell 2000. Now, the Russell 2000 has completed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside. What we don't know is whether the Russell 2000 equity futures contract is going to go ahead and generate a bullish reversal candle today. Now, the candle session that is in play out here as we speak would be a three-river evening or morning star pattern. That is not the that's not the pattern that is in place right now. The Russell 2000 needs to be up at around the 1565, 1560 right now in order to execute that candle right around that. I'm just ballparking, guessing. But there's a possibility that, yeah, that would create a Gartley buy pattern. So that's what's going on inside the equity futures contracts out here. Everything looking really, quite frankly, everything looking bullish from the ESNQ, the YM, and even the Russell 2000 may add to that. Now, when we were last together, which was just a few short days ago, it was on Monday. And there were a lot of people that gave me the stink eye out there. They gave me the stink eye because they said, Steve-O, come on now. How can you say that the New York Stock Exchange is oversold? And I said that because that was the truth. I only say the truth. or I try to say the truth, that's for sure. And the truth was, we knew that advanced decline oscillator, that's a difference of the advanced decline line, by the way. The advanced decline oscillator is taking a look at the last 39 and 19 days to develop an oscillator. When that oscillator gets to minus 150, for some reason, it's a magical area. And when it gets down to that minus 150 level, that is where the New York Stock Exchange begins getting into oversold territory. Sometimes it gets down below that level. Sometimes it creates a diverging bottom out there. But many times at that plus or minus 150, I should say, is where we see some kind of bounce. Well, that's what we have going on as we speak right now. And price, you can see here inside the New York Stock Exchange. Maybe it's not the simplest thing to see, but you can see prices also run right up into its descending trend line out there. I would say that the New York Stock Exchange, if it closed above, it would be very bullish if we're to close above 13,015. That's not the pattern that is in play right now. But what we are seeing unfold today isn't anything unusual. It's something that you and I chatted about on Friday of last week. We've got a caller, so we've got call ahead city, and that means we're going to go out to Steve in Maryland. Steve, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Hey, Steve, I'm really good. I hope you had a good weekend.
I did. I hope you did the same.
So, listen, I'm looking at this company. It's another one of these cannabis companies that's the new leader. It's called Grow Generation, and its symbol is GRWG. And I'd like to tell you something about it before I ask you for your take on it. This thing had a huge run-up after its earnings report, and the company is kind of like the people that make shovels, that made shovels during the gold rush. These are the people that make hydroponic grow houses, and they are a supplier to the cannabis industry. And they have had a beautiful, revenue stream, and their revenues to debt is just fantastic. But what you'll notice is the float on this thing is 40 million, about 40 million. And right at the top of last week's run, it traded 45 million on one day, right? So what that means is everybody that bought on that day was the dumb money. And in fact, I read this morning where somebody went short right then, and I think the company is trying to sue because if they went short right then with the float at the top turning over, that means that it was a total distribution of shares at the top. Now the question is, where's it going to stop going down? Obviously whoever went short it has got to buy it back. But also, I just want to get your take on it and sort of also, give a sense of float analysis. It's a very rare thing to see when right at the top of a run, there's one complete turnover on one day, and then it drops down below it.
So the float turnover piece, I turned on, and with the tool that is on eSignal, it just shows the different float boxes that are represented, folks, here by the blue lines that are on the screen. It takes a look and it tries to highlight the current, starting from right, looking back. And really what Steve is saying is here, if you just simply take a look at the last 3 trading sessions, you've had a full turnover as well. So, Steve, we're about to go to a hard break. What we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you as soon as we get back. What GRWG, and John in Sarasota wanted to ask about this as well. It's trading right now below the bottom of its daily profile. And your question is, where will it find a bottom? 1428 is a key number. It's trading at 1411 right now. So we come back from this break, we'll try to figure out where Grow Generation Corp is headed to. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Thanks, Steve.
You bet.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're on the line with Steve in Maryland. We're taking a look at Grow Generation Corp, a company that provides hydroponic products to the, well, to any industry, the growing industry out here. And the question that Steve has is, as this is pulled back, really where is it headed to? So we began by taking a look as we're going off the air there for the commercial segment. And what we've noticed is that price right now is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. That number is 1428. I do not know where price will close today. If it does close below 1428, Steve, and we get a second close below 1428 tomorrow, that's signaling to you and I that this wants to pull back further. Now, unfortunately, this hasn't had much in the way of activity out here. In fact, last week was the highest volume that this equity has seen, and you really pointed that out earlier with regard to the amount of float that took place up at the top. But what you and I are trying to do is figure out, okay, well, if price does close below this 1428, we don't know if it will or not, but if it does and it closes below tomorrow, where would likely be the place where price would pull back to? Well, for the daily time frame, that price target would be 775. I can't make that call until after tomorrow's close, but again, that second close below the bottom of that profile would suggest, and 775, Steve, is the breakout level. Now, this did have wave number 7, that's letter G, up at its high, and we know that that seventh wave move, that seventh inning stretch, can be where the market pulls back. In this case here, that is what has transpired. If I pull up the weekly time frame chart again, there's just not enough data. The number that I would give you here, it is above the daily breakout, which is the reason I want to go ahead and bring that to your attention. Price may just be pulling back to Stevie's green line, the oscillator and change line. On a weekly basis, that's currently printing at 1066. That number is going to change, but that right now becomes your price target. So price targets for me, from the stock charts, from the technical tools we use, are between 1066, that's coming off of the weekly, and 775, that is coming off of the daily. And I don't have anything else really on the monthly to add to it. So that's all that I see out here at the moment. Does that help you out, Steve?
That's just great, Steve. That's lovely. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your service.
Oh, well, thank you. And so tell me, if this does hold, if this does hold the bottom of the profile, 1428, what action, if any, will you take?
Well, what I would be looking for, I would like to see the float turnover go, the price go sideways for a new accumulation of the float turnover. And so the short sellers have to come in. It has to go sideways. It's really too steep a drop. I would much rather have it come down slowly and make a cup formation. But a sharp drop like this, I would think you would go down to a lot lower than it is right now, because I haven't seen anything that's indicating that those short sellers are covering their positions. So I would expect it to go down. Oh my gosh! I mean, it could go back to the very beginning of the breakout, and then it needs to get real quiet, and the float needs to go sideways for one complete turnover, so you have accumulation at the bottom. Now, the other alternative would be, that it starts, the short covering starts happening sooner and you go sideways, but it's got to go sideways for one complete float turnover in order for the new accumulation to have occurred. So,
yeah. So then for you,
what's so amazing about it is that distribution at the top, where the dumb money bought on the very last day. I actually played this on the way up, but I kept taking very short positions because I couldn't tell where that top was going to be. And I'm holding a few, I guess you'd call them silk shares in a sense, just, a little bit of winnings. And so I'm keeping my eye on it.
Got it. Okay, so there's another level of resistance. If price did clear my oscillator on change line on a daily basis, currently printed at 1543, that would actually be a signal that the bottom not just did the bottom hold of that profile, but now you're up above, you've got a rising price oscillator above zero, and then price should run up to the 2145. So watch 1543 as well for some type of signal. And thanks again for calling in and sharing with us. Much appreciated.
Okay. Be well, Steve.
You bet. And we were reviewing GRWG. That was also John in Sarasota had written in, and he was also looking. He was asking for up or down. So I wanted to spend a little time on that specific instrument, since we had two different individuals calling about it. Jim writes in, and he wants to take a look at Occidental Petroleum. Those ticker symbols OXY out here. And Jim writes in. Let's get some data chart here so you can see it. Jim writes in and says, could you take a look at OXY? It looks like a 9-count bottom in both the weekly and daily. Would you recommend to buy here? So let's go take a look at that. Here, as we take a look at the first three charts, the daily, weekly, and monthly, what we're going to see is we're looking for some support. So Jim is looking for a bottoming pattern, and he wants to know, and you would want to know this too, is where's the support inside of Occidental Petroleum? Well, on the daily, price is below the bottom of the daily, so we can't really look there, but we can see on the weekly and the monthly that the bottom of the profile levels are 1246 and 1286. Our price is trading at 1352. The low today, 1303. So what Jim knows, what you know, what I know, only us, because the folks that don't have these task market profiles, they don't have the same information that you do. We're sort of cheating here. Not really cheating, but what we have, you and I have, is a competitive edge. What we really have is we know definitively where the buyers are located, where support should be. And that's helpful, because if the backs of support or the backs of buyers get broken and you're in the long trade, then you know what to do. Minimize your losses, exit the trade, and continue to monitor the stock or the pattern that might be in play out there, and take action when you get that next signal. But don't look like a deer in a headlight. Okay, so now we know that you've got support between 1246 and 1286. Very helpful. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame. Jim mentions that a TD9 count. Well, he is correct. Last Friday was bar number 9 of that TD9 count. We can see that price is trading below Stevie's red line out here. Your question was, would I recommend to buy here? Quite frankly, since the oscillator and change line has been a real key level of resistance for quite a while out here, Jim, what I would do is I'd be willing to wait to see if we get a close above that level, which is currently 1390 out there. You don't have to. It is a valid bottom, and you've got support back there. So it just depends on the risk reward and what you want to do out there. Maybe, I don't know if what oil is doing would influence that. We can take a look at oil. We'll do that just simply for you out here. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, let's go see what kind of pattern we have. Well, last week is bar number 8. This week would be bar number 9. And so this week needs to see a close, and it's going to be a weekly close below 1574. So seems likely at 1353, but it's just Monday. We don't know. But yeah, you've got, as long as price does close below it, you're going to get a valid TD9 count bottom pattern. Now here, price is above Stevie's oscillator and change line, the red line that is out there, and that's at 1099. Now the last pattern that formed a bottom out here, Jim, was on a weekly basis, was a TD9 count. And that was the week of March the 20th. So it is nice. You've got another TD9 count pattern that's above the prior one. So you've got a slightly higher bottom out here. Maybe this is making slightly higher bottoms, slightly higher highs out there. The monthly time frame, just out of curiosity, what is it showing us? And it doesn't show us anything. What it does show us, when I say it doesn't show us anything, I really need to restate that. It shows us a lot. It doesn't show us a bottom. And what it really shows us, where is the real resistance inside of Occidental Petroleum? So if Jim or you or anybody else were trading it and you were in this position, let's say you take it because of the daily TD9 count bottom and where you've got support, 2073 is the number. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Sorry, folks, I was running out of time on the clock there. And so back to Occidental Petroleum. You can see that since 2018, since October of 2018, Occidental Petroleum has been below Stevie's red line. It's been tested several times on the way down. And we do actually have a TD9 count bottom. So we do have I'm incorrect. We do have a solid TD9 count bottom on the monthly. We've got a potential on the weekly. We've got a definite one on the daily time frame. So there's your resistance level. You know where your support areas are, Jim, and fire away. Fire away. And the first level you're going to be looking for is for price to clear that 1390 area. I hope that helps you out by taking a look at those charts, and thanks so much for writing in. I don't see any other questions so far in, at least by email. Let me see in the Tiger's Den. Ruby writes, Steve, the pullback and a bit of weakness this morning on the NQ, not a sign for a bit more of a pullback. Well, are you saying like it's a major top, Ruby, or what? I don't know. You were looking intraday. Is that really what we're looking at for? So let's just take a look at the NQ out here right now. And because Ruby's talking about the NQ specifically, and here's what we can see. We can see that I've got this in wave number 7. That's letter G. We know that can be a topping signal. We can also see that today's going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count. And a TD9 count, the tops can occur on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So the Qs could be, or the NQ, could be forming a top today, tomorrow, or Wednesday out there. I don't know. If we do see a bearish reversal candle and a close below Stevie's green line, 11,505 right now, well, then we would say more likely than not there's going to be some type of retracement. Any retracement right now, though, Rubies, we've got to look at the top of the daily profile. Well, that's well below Stevie's green line. So 11,504 right now is the real number to be taken a look at. Now, that's the daily time frame for the NQ. Here's the danger sign for the NQ. When I say danger sign, Ruby, that it's headed higher and headed much, much higher out here. And that's this. So we know that when the markets make tops, one of the patterns that can be present at those tops are the TD9 count. Well, and if we take a look at the TD9 count on a weekly basis, or Rhodes momentum indicator signal on a weekly basis for the NQ, what we can see is prices above the old TD9 count out here. And so the actual, and you can see an A to B equals CD pattern that I have drawn in here. And on a weekly basis, this is suggesting that what the NQ wants to do is go to its next level. It's 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD to the upside, and that's at 12,834. Let me just check out one of my tools, make sure I have this indicator turned on properly. I mean, it's turned on. I just want to check one setting out here that might impact this. Let me see here. Is price moving higher with less relative energy? That's what I want to see. So sorry. No, it's not. So the weekly chart, Ruby, for the NQ is muy grande strong out there. And it's showing no signs of a significant top. That's the weekly chart for the NQ. You're saying, Steve, this pullback a bit of weakness, Ruby may be a retracement. Yeah. So if we're looking for short-term time frame charts for the NQ, let's go take a look at them. Let's work through those. So here on the daily time frame, 30-minute time frame, there's an A to B equals CD pattern. You can see it. I'm not going to draw it in. Confirmed with a bearish engulfing candle, and price has pulled back and has in fact broke a couple of levels of support, breakout support 11,600, 11,567, and price is running into Stevie's green line on any of these bounces. So yes, the NQ on a short-term time frame is suggesting more of a pullback. A pullback to where? 11,547, Ruby, would be the number. That's the current profile, and that's the bottom of the profile. And we would reach that conclusion because price is running a resistance at Stevie's green line, the oscillator and change line. Now, same A to B equals CD pattern on a 60-minute time frame, but price did find support at its breakout level of 11,567. Price is trading right now below the bottom of a bullish structured 60-minute profile, so this supports a move lower, 11,567 as an example out there. Sorry about that, folks. If we take a look at the 2-hour time frame chart out here, on a 2-hour time frame chart, do we have some kind of a bottom? Again, another A to B equals CD pattern, bearish reversal candle, but price finding support at 11,582. So on the 2-hour time frame, 11,582 is the number to be watching for. If there's a close below that on 2-hour time frames, that would be 2 and 4 o'clock today. Then that's signaling to you that it wants to move to lower price. If we take a look at the 5-hour time frame chart, we have a valid TD9 count top. Price is not closed above the bar following bar number 9 of that pattern, but price is also running into support at Stevie's green line. That's at about 11,000. 590 as we speak right now. So this one I'm not so. The 5-hour chart, Ruby, is where you need to see it close below Stevie's green line to suggest a pullback to about the 11,524. In summary, on a short-term basis, yeah, I see it out here. On the daily or the weekly time frame, at this stage of the game, not so much. Let's go out to Michigan and speak with Gary. Gary, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Hey, Steve. How was your weekend?
It was very good. Got in some nice golf. Had some drove a couple of greens on some par fours. So whenever you do that, that's always a good feeling. And how about yourself? How was your weekend? Yeah, how was your weekend?
It was good. Good. Great.
I've actually
my wife's back for a few days.
Yeah, I've actually. Are you a golfer at all, or?
I used to golf quite a bit. I played for junior college back in the day, long ago, but I haven't done much in the last few years. So
yeah,
but
so
there's this. Great sport. There's
this guy on tour. His name is Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if you've seen him or anything, but a very unique player out there. And over the COVID holiday, I don't know. I know that during the COVID holiday, he really had focused in on something called muscle activation technique, and he also put on a bunch of weight. I've done the opposite. I've taken off some weight, but I started investigating this muscle activation technique series, and I've actually been going to a muscle activation technique coach, one to actually try to overcome some other ailments that I have. I have a pretty bad torn hamstring. It's recovered, but it still hurts when I run and bike a lot, and even when I'm golfing. And this muscle activation technique, what it does, it really you muscles are supposed to contract. Well, expand and contract. And in golf, when you're making the turn, you're expanding, and if your muscle's not strong enough to make that contraction, you really don't finish the swing, or you don't have that same energy. So going through this muscle activation technique program that I've been going through, and I can't guarantee, maybe it's psychological, but I've put about 30 to 40 yards on my drives out there. Wow. It's been pretty interesting and pretty amazing out there. And it's because we've had a couple of storms. Jay wrote in, he said, hey, I've got to love those red tees. Because of the storms that are kind of coming through, they're south of us, but still we've had some pretty decent wind gusts. So with the wind at my back and getting that ball up in the air, it's been pretty fun. Anyway,
ready for the tour.
No. Just the Stevie tour. That's called Saturday and Sunday morning. But you want to? Hey, we're going to go to a hard break here. I used up a bunch of the time. When we come back, we're going to take a look at gold and silver with Gary in Michigan. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So we're going back out to Michigan to speak with Gary about gold and silver, if Gary's still there. Gary's still there? Oh, we heard that sound. We heard that nasty sound where his phone must have dropped out there. Okay, so let me talk about gold and silver. I don't know what Gary was calling about specifically, but it doesn't matter. It would, we can take a look. I mean, it does matter. So please don't take it like that. What I mean it doesn't matter is I can go ahead and take a look at the instrument while Gary being on the phone. And so what we're looking at is we're looking at really panel number 2 from the left out here, which is the December contract for gold. And really you can take a look at all the contracts out here, and you'll see that price is trading below the bottom of a daily profile. You're going to see kind of a flag formation. You see a descending trend line. You see a rising trend line. And so gold is bearish to neutral as we speak right now. Again, trading below the bottom of profile. That is trading below support out there. And there could be an A to B equals CD to the downside that unfolds, 1809, 1751 being the price projections. Any close below the rising trend line would be what we were looking at. So Gary's back. So Gary, thanks for calling back. Much appreciated. So specifically, since I'm on gold right now, what is it that you were calling about, and how can I help you there?
I was looking for the ranges, basically, and any breakpoints that you were looking at still, because you called it on silver, and then, gold too. But basically, if there's any points we're going to hit, that it goes further into that deep hole that I don't want it to get into, but
yeah, I think the next area, Gary, on the December contract are really its trend lines out here, and and there's a number of them that I have drawn. If you're asking approximately the price area, it's in the 1900 range. The real key level, though, because the swing point would be the date or the low from August 12th. That would be the real key number, which is 1874. Anything below that is going to confirm the A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Otherwise, it's really stuck right now where traders, because we have both a descending and a rising trend line out here, traders have kind of taken a neutral position, so to speak. But again, the real number to be watching, and it's going to be not as noticeable, I suppose, this week, because a decline this week. You can see right now what gold is doing, Gary. It's trading below its weekly oscillator and change line. Now, this has a confirmed TD9 count top on the weekly basis. Stevie's green line is 1944.40 right now, and gold is trading at 1938.50. If there's a close below Stevie's green line this week, regardless of what we looked at on the daily time frame, this is signaling to us that price is getting ready to pull back. Now, we'd preferably like to see 2 closes below the oscillator and change line. It is only Monday, so I cannot prognosticate what Friday's close is going to look like, but it's very subtle. And if we do see a close below that, that would be signaling to us that gold could be gearing up to pull back to 1730.70 on the weekly basis. That is its breakout area. So that's the real number that I would be watching. It's more of a weekly thing. The daily will be that 1900 area and its rising trend lines, and that might be the signal to tell you, okay, the weekly's now confirmed. So that's what I see when I take a look at that.
Gotcha. Thanks.
You're welcome. And on silver, what was it on silver? You're looking for like a similar?
Same thing. And then also AG specifically, if you had any time to look at that.
Yeah, sure. So if we take a look at silver, you can also see right now we're into the September contract out here. It's got the largest volume. But whether you're looking at September or you're looking at December here, both have bullish structured profiles. Both have price trading below descending trend lines. So it looks like the price area is the bottom to center of its profile. And there's also a rising trend line on the September contract. That's on the left. So it really looks like the 2406 to 2471 level is where silver is targeting to the downside. I don't have anything else that I see on a daily or a weekly chart that would assist us. If I look to the 30-minute time frame chart out here, the level to be watching is going to be 2643. A close below 2643 on the 30-minute time frame would be suggesting to us lower price. But it does look like silver also wants to pull back, and again, that range around the 2406 type area.
Okay, great. And AG, if you have time.
Oh, AG, yeah. So let's do this. So to do AG, sorry, you did say that. Thank you for reminding me. So First Majestic, let's put this up on the charts up here, folks. And so First Majestic now is trading below. This would be the second close below the bottom of its daily profile, which was also the center. So 1164 is or was a strong area of support. Maybe now old support is turning into resistance, and old support at 1164 is now old resistance at 1164. Profile-wise, price is also now trading below the weekly profile. Too early to say, but that number is 1147. That was the top of its box out there. A close below that would give us a target range of 899 to 961. So that's coming from the profiles. Let's take a look at Stevie's other charts, the white background charts, see if there was any signal of a top. Well, yes, there was wave number 7, Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That was confirmed with this gap to the downside on August 11th. Price trading below the profiles in Stevie's green line suggests price could pull back to 878. That's the actual breakout level, most recent on a daily basis for First Majestic. And on the weekly time frame, what price has done is pulled right back to a key level of support, and that is the green line, which is printing right now at 1134. So I would say if you see a close below on a weekly basis, Stevie's green line, currently printing out at 1134. That's suggesting to you and I, Gary, that First Majestic wants to pull back further into those levels that we looked at. On the weekly time frame chart out here, 1003 would be a number. That would be a price target to the downside. What questions do you have about AG on any of those time frames?
How do we get the stock price to go up?
Say that. Hi, sorry. How do we get price to go up?
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
Well,
I get it.
So,
okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure. So one of the other things to consider, let's just take a quick peek at this, because if you've got a question about it, so do others, and that's the U.S. dollar index. Now, granted, these metals, we have to pay attention to them in all currencies out here, but you've got a nice confirmed solid bottom on the U.S. dollar index. Price is trading with inside its daily profile out here. It was a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed. So this should head to 93.53 to 94.37. And if the U.S. dollar closes above 94.37, tells us about a change in trend, and that probably continues to either kind of cap or put pressure on the precious metals area. But again, we have to take a look at precious metals, see how they're trading in all of the currencies. So, for example, here is gold. Daily trading in the 4 major currencies. You've got the dollar, U.S. dollars on the left, then you've got euros. You can see a descending trend line. You've got yen. You can really, and then you've got pounds. So you can see similar patterns, Gary, for everything out here. But it does look like the dollar wants to move higher, and precious metals want to continue to move lower.
Okay, goes in line with what I've been reading and hearing about the seasonality of it all, especially for next month. So thanks so much.
You bet. Thanks for calling it.
I know I got out of Michigan. They only have 650 golf courses to 1,300 for Florida.
But you've got some beauties. Enjoy. You've got some beauties there. Hey, have a great week, Gary. We'll look forward to speaking to you again. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Dow's up 248, S&P 22, NASDAQ 139 points. You're right.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and a need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 250, S&P 22. Zephin writes in and wants to take a look at ticker symbol IVR. That is the Invesco Mortgage Capital. Zephin writes in, I've been keeping watch on this stock since the March lows, been in and out of positions. But as of this morning, I have a long position. Any short-term bull signs, or should I be looking to exit? So there's no bottom pattern that I have out here inside of Invesco. I do want to point this out to you. You're up against a, well, first of all, This is an instrument that looks like the IPO on this came out around July of 2009. And what you will see here is there's very few traders that are in a winning position here. And so what that does mean, Zephyr, is you've got a lot of overhead resistance. I mean, a ton of overhead resistance. People just doing the old prayer, please just give me some of my money back. So I don't think this is you're going to have any kind of smooth sailing to the upside or anything. Price is trading. This is the monthly time frame chart, by the way, that I've got up there because it's more visual and you can see what it is that you're likely up against. By the way, price is below the bottom of its monthly profile, and that's at 347 or 309. 308 is the bottom of the weekly profile. Really, I just focused on the daily. So it's a hopefully you're in a little bit of a winning position. I don't have a bottom. This has just been consolidating sideways. Maybe there's accumulation at the bottom going on here, but that can go on for a long period of time. It's been under accumulation, so to speak. The price pulled back to a breakout level was this wide-ranging bar on the date of June the 4th out there. But what you really like to see on this type of pattern, specifically, Zephyr, is a sign of strength off the bottom. That means volume and wide price spread off of the bottom out here. You don't have that, and typically you would want to buy that first retracement out here. Here's the deal. This is trading between 297, the bottom of its profile, and 339. So maybe stick around until 339 and make sure you've got to stop if there's a close below 297. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Your favorite polar bear, David White. He's up next. Tom O'Brien to take us on home from 3 to 4. And I'll look forward to seeing you on terrific Tuesday. Have a magnificent day. Take care.